In 2010, I saw on a web stream that was streaming live this gathering of Native people, First Nations people in Canada. And when I saw that, the Lord reminded me of a vision that He showed me in 2008. I saw this vision of Native people entering into a building like a grand entry. Thousands of natives of people were coming to gather in the name of the Lord.
15 years ago, I was praying, how can I turn America back to God? And God gave us the vision of the call based on Joel chapter 2. When there's no hope, when there is no remedy for a nation, God still has a holy prescription. Blow the trumpet in Zion. Gather the people. Call a fast. And afterward, I will pour out my Spirit. Then 10 years ago, God began to give us the keys for turning the nation back to God. And it had to do with the native peoples. We received a dream. And we saw warring drums, native warring drums in the heavens. And it was about God's war for America, for the ending of abortion and for revival. And we realized, and why this is my passion, that if God is going to turn a nation back to God, He's going to use the host nations, the tribal peoples, to be the key that turns it all.
In 2010, the Lord gave me this vision. I saw North America, and I saw the heart of North America in the Midwest. And I began to see the elders and their names kind of just being launched as arrows into this place. And this song came to my mind. And this song is called A Sacred Assembly. And I knew the Lord was calling the Native people to a solemn assembly, to call a fast, to call all the people who live on the land to gather and worship the Lord their God. Last summer, at the end of the 40-day fast, the Lord spoke and said to gather 100,000 Native people for the solemn assembly. So we are going to launch these initiatives in the next couple of years, mobilizing and gathering for an overall solemn assembly.
And so we begin this movement that leads to the call in 2016, the Anna Initiative in July, and then it goes on the road for the next 2 years. We hold gatherings throughout North America, and it's all a sound about coming then together as united sons and daughters of God in fasting and prayer, daring to believe that God will release something of great revival and awakening, and maybe 100,000 native souls will be saved and transformed by the power of God. Join me there, and join my friends, my native friends who've invited me into their storyline.
Please come and join us as we worship the Lord, as we come into our identity and come into our destiny, that revival could happen and sweep the nations of North America.